Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Welcome back to my channel. Before I get started, I want you to either do all, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share the channel with someone you know who is traveling through grief, because we can all benefit from support, right? So today's video, if you watched the last video, I said that today's video would be about people. Be careful of people preying on you, right? So when you're grieving, when you suffer the loss of someone, you're at your most vulnerable state, right? You're not thinking clearly, your mind is in a fog, you're sad. It's just a lot going on mentally, right? And there are people who will see you in your vulnerable state and will try to prey on you, P-R-E-Y, and take advantage of you, right? I had a conversation with someone and he was saying that the day his brother passed away, a family member asked him for money. So like, they all found out that the brother passed away. He's really upset. And then a family member had the nerve to ask him for money. I know in my life, personally, after the loss of my son, I've had people try to take advantage of me by asking me for stuff, or asking me for too much stuff, mainly money, because I was in a vulnerable state. And I used to just give, but I was like, no, I can't continue to give to somebody who's taking advantage of my weakness and my kindness, right? So just be careful of that. People prey on the weak, and I'm not saying that you're weak because you're grieving, right? But your defenses are down when you're grieving, so people will find the opportunity to sort of kind of get things from you. You see it happen a lot, like with houses, right? So the family is grieving, they're currently going through it emotionally, and I know at least where I live, the city that I live, a lot of times people are tricked out of their houses. They'll sell their house for a lot less than what the house is worth because of their vulnerable state, right? Like there are a lot of different scenarios around people taking advantage of you in your weak state of grief. So I'm just bringing awareness to it that it happens. So it's okay to either say no, it's okay to say wait so you can think about it. It's okay for you to consult with somebody else about it. Like don't just say yes, or don't just give in because your head is in a fog while you're grieving, right? Don't just give in to people asking you for things or asking you to do things. Because ultimately they're just taking advantage of you. So another way that somebody can take advantage of you while you're grieving is usually like older people get taken advantage of. I'm not going to say usually they get taken advantage of more because I don't know, right? But older people, it's easy to take advantage of older people. It's easy to take advantage of people's emotions. Like most of it is people preying on your emotions, right? But sometimes people will act like they're interested in you just so they can get something out of you. You know, you'll hear about those stories where a younger gentleman may entice a widow to get things from her. Like, it gets deep when it comes to people preying on you after the loss of someone, right? It gets deep, man. Like you see people fighting about assets, the family assets, people contesting wills, things like that. People are greedy. That's think that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, people are greedy. Depending on the size of the insurance policy of the deceased, people will try to get at you to get some of that insurance policy. You read it all the time in like the Reddit thing, like, am I the bleep hole? Like, people will talk about inheritances and not wanting to share, or should they share. Like, I think the bottom line is greed causes people to try to take advantage of those who are grieving, because it's easier to take advantage of grieving people because they're not thinking clearly. But if you're watching this video, consider this your wake-up call. Don't give anything to anybody. Keep your money. Don't open your doors to people, because people might, you know, try to prey on you to get housing, free housing, jewelry, clothes, or even like think about stuff that you wouldn't normally think about, right? Such as like babysitting other people's children, you know, utilizing the amenities of your house. It's not just always financial. It could just be like things of comfort, right? Let me borrow your car, things like that. So if you feel like somebody is taking advantage of you, 9 times out of 10, they're taking advantage of you. And you have to stop it. Like, I had somebody who would send me Cashapp requests for like food, right? They weren't working, a young adult who was sort of kind of struggling. I was trying to help them out. And they would send me Cashapp requests for food, right? At first it was like $8, $10, $15, $25. No problem, I can help you. But those Cashapp requests came every day. Every day. I looked up and I realized I had given like $300 to this person in food in like a month, and then I just had to cut it off. Like, no, I can't continue to just give to you. Like, stop taking my kindness for weakness. Stop. Like, people will emotionally manipulate you to get what they want. And they don't care about your feelings. They don't care about what you're going through. They might listen to your story. They might listen to you talk about your feelings, but they don't really care about you. So the reality is, if you're the one who's grieving, you're the one who needs support, right? So it doesn't matter how much money you received from the insurance policy. You are the one who needs support, right? You need people there who care about you, who will talk to you, who will help you through your process of grief, and not take from you, because you've lost enough through whoever it is that you've lost. So let's just be a little more mindful of people taking advantage of us as we're grieving. You're not thinking clearly. Understand that you're not thinking clearly when you're grieving. And because you're not thinking clearly, anybody who asks you for anything, don't automatically say no. Take some time to think about it. Don't get taken advantage of, because I know it's millions of people who have been taken advantage of, millions of people who have lost precious things because they were grieving and wasn't thinking clearly. So yeah, this is just a little nudge. Hey, wake up, be mindful, be careful, stay alert. Just because you're grieving, don't be a fool. So I had my wake-up call. Now I'm giving you your wake-up call. So I will talk to you in the next video. Don't know what the next video is going to be. Oh, next video is going to be about self-care, because self-care falls to the wayside. I think I touched on it before in a previous video, but I want to get deep about self-care. I want to talk about physical self-care, emotional self-care, spiritual self-care, financial self-care, all things self-care, because I realize that That's like one of the first things that declines after you lose a loved one. So stay tuned for that video. Should be out in a couple of days, so I'll talk to you then. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.